So this is the Bonobo Experience Review project process, weekend in 24th of the 3rd 19. So I have had a little bit of a gap because I went up and did the Bonobo Experience Retreat in Suffolk with the rest of the team. So okay, what I did, ran the Bonobo Experience with Cherish and Mary, which are really great success, which I'll go into a bit more later, and gathered data, and I need to learn the best ways to show my findings. That might be through graphs or pie charts, but I'm not sure yet. Who I spoke to, so I spoke to Caroline, my dyslexia teacher. She was saying look into the psychology of loneliness, which I'm going to do. I've been doing some research into that currently, and speak to Elizabeth about how to analyse the data. So I think I'm going to start getting people to look at the films of the people that we recorded, maybe ask the rest of the team to analyse it and see if they find anything, they unearth anything that I don't see. So that's what I'm going to do, is speak to them about that. What did I think about? So it was, for the Bonobo Experience Retreat in Suffolk, what I really enjoyed and found challenging was that there was 2 dogs there. So when we were trying to do sort of focus work, the dogs would be a bit restless, which would kind of be a distraction, which isn't ideal for a proper retreat, but for this it kind of enabled me to be patient and realise that there's always going to be something happening. You know, someone might want to leave because they might find it difficult, or so it was a constant awareness of there being a mild disruption going on, which was actually a good test, really. And there was a person there that had got a disability, which was we didn't know how really initially to cope with that. Not that it was a big deal, but she had a really great experience. She felt like the workshops were really accessible and we took care of her. So that was really exciting to find that was happening, really. And we had a non-native speaker, so there was someone there that struggled to understand a lot of what was said, so we really had to take our time to make sure that he was aware of what was happening and what he was being asked to do. So that was great. Really enjoyed having those little disruptions, just for down the line, knowing that we'll be able to cope with them. Were there any breakthroughs? I know that I can do less work or more work with the Bonobo workshops. So what I mean by that is, now there's 2 people that are able to do it, I don't have to be everywhere all the time, and I'm more than confident that they know what they're doing now that we've had this test. So that's great. And I can start looking at different aspects of the Bonobo experience now, and start to venture into new things that I think might be interesting to us as a team and keep me motivated. We tested the CHIMP and Bonobo workshop. That's really kind of still in its sort of basic. We're still learning stuff about that. We've got something coming up in mid-April in Berlin, where we're going to be doing that workshop. So I'm going to be going out to Berlin early, and we're going to work out how we're going to best do that. We're thinking we might have some actors come in and emulate the chimp behaviour, and have bonobos sort of wandering into the chimp area and experience what it's like to be in there, which isn't really that pleasant, but that's kind of a way that we're going to enable them to contrast the different ways that both primates live. And the womb and the death experience. So we've always done the birthing ritual in Bonobo workshops, but we've never done a sort of full cycle. So this time we had pregnant bonobos that were giving birth, but in the other room we had bonobos that were in the womb, and they were growing in the womb, and then we united them, and then they were able to bond. And then over a period of time we taught them through, like, the mother growing older and the youngster having to deal with the mother dying, and then to complete that cycle, then the mother that died took on the role of being born, and then they switched roles. So that was really great. I think a lot of people got a lot out of that. Uncertainties for the week. No real uncertainties, no real struggles. What I'll implement next week, we'll analyse the videos and questionnaires and sort of get a grip on that. And I'm in the middle of developing a presentation to practice on the 16th. Going to be a practice run, and then proper on the 30th. And of course I'm going to be writing up a report as well for all of this. It was great to have feedback during and after the bonobo experience in Suffolk even. And one participant says it'd be good if there was time to focus on oneself, because most of the time we were in groups, and it's like, how do we take care of ourselves as bonobos when we need sort of time alone, and improve the hand signals, because we did give them an indication of what bonobos can do with their hand signals, but we didn't really explore that in depth. And we think that for future workshops and retreats, people can start to develop their own sign language, which is unique to that particular retreat. And then anything that we learn that's really good strategies for communicating with hands, then we can take them into the next workshop for others to learn. So, and then one rather auspicious moment happened the other day when I was collecting all the bonobo stuff for the workshops over in Suffolk. Oddly, I was going to the car and getting all the stuff out for the bonobo experience, and there's this bag of old books, and I tore it open and there was a book in there, and it was a book about bonobos learning sign language, which was really bizarre. So those little things let me know that I'm kind of on the right track. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much.